Hello and welcome to the Cryptocurrency News channel. I'll talk more about the XRP case because we have some updates recently that have basically signaled that this could go on for a couple more years even without appeals because everyone is waiting for the summary judgment in March. Both Garlinghouse and Deaton have said, well, Deaton has said he does not expect any kind of settlement before the summary judgment. Garlinghouse has basically said there's zero chance of a settlement because the SEC's position and Ripple's position are diametrically opposed. And Garlinghouse said he thinks that summary judgment will be rendered in the first half of this year. But there's a problem with this. The judge could actually deny both the SEC and Ripple summary judgment. And if that happens, it has to go to trial and the whole process almost has to start again, which could take several more years. Now, how could this happen? Well, the thing is, John Deaton says, based on the SEC's schizophrenic argument regarding what constitutes the common enterprise in the Ripple case, there is a possibility Judge Torres could deny summary judgment and rule that there is a genuine issue of material facts. Now, what is a genuine issue of material facts? It is a disagreement between opposing parties on facts legally relevant to the claim. The disagreement must be genuine in this sense that it must be plausible. And in that fact, if two parties cannot actually agree on the material facts of the case, then, the judge can't really make a summary ruling because the facts are not clear and present. And if that's the case, they will have to determine that in a trial case. So Torres could actually lean and do this instead. And Deaton has hinted that this could possibly be the most likely outcome. And it is not an outcome that the XRP community or crypto overall has really braced for, because we all expect a summary judgment and maybe an appeal later. But this definitely could be the case because the SEC story and Ripple story are different, and that the facts that they actually present may not actually go with each other. But if it goes to trial, I think the emails will have to come out. I'm not really sure if that'll cause the SEC to settle. I don't actually think so, because if they would settle, they would have actually settled by now. But even if they do settle, it's a process that'll probably take a couple more years, or at least toward the end of this year and possibly into next year. This actually suits the SEC pretty well because they're going around suing everyone. And in fact, it might be their tactic to delay all these lawsuits to basically give crypto a hard as time as possible. Just so that you guys know, today's case against Paxos, Circle actually issued a complaint against Binance USD last year before the lawsuit was even settled. And Circle is connected to Goldman Sachs, right? And Gary Gensler used to be a partner at Goldman Sachs, so there could be a definite chain of corruption and chain of connections there. So the thing is, the SEC, I don't know if they really want this trial to end, because if this trial ends and it's not in their favor, they will not be able to be ambiguous about this anymore and go around suing everyone. And plus, it'll greatly lessen their power to sue people. They don't want a settlement because Ripple's not going to go for a settlement that's not on their terms and that does not declare XRP not a security. And if they declare XRP not a security, then they will have a much, much harder time suing everyone else, because everyone else could just defend against the SEC in the same way. So a settlement also reduces the SEC's power almost as much as if the case was lost. So if they were to settle, they would settle sometime towards the very end if possible, and not just outright. So this could actually take 1 or 2 more years, or possibly longer depending on appeals, for this to actually work. And the thing is, the SEC can just drag this out for as long as possible, because right now the winds favor them to drag this out as long as possible, especially if they're working with their banking buddies and they want their banking buddies to be able to eke out an advantage in crypto. So unfortunately, that's kind of the state of affairs right now. Judge Torres and John Deaton has said it's definitely a possibility that the lawsuit will not actually end this year, and the judge will actually just deny summary judgment and force it to go to trial. So that's the news for today. Let me know what you think. Like and subscribe, hit that bell notifications button. Thank you and have a nice day.